Amar Mar is used when a Mishnah or a Brisa or even a statement of Amirayim was quoted earlier, and it wants to rediscuss that. It was mentioned last time, but it wasn't discussed or expounded upon. So now the Gemara says, Amar Mar, the master says, and we're quoting what we said earlier, as we mentioned earlier, this brisa. Hakosses es achita, someone that chews wheat. We said that the word kosses means choose, even though he's actually eating it, but maybe since this is not the main way of eating wheat, normally it's turned into a bread, so we call it kosses. Mavarich ala bari pri adama. The bracha that he says on this wheat is just a bari pri adama. It's wheat berries. I'm sure it was toasted. It's not raw. You can hardly bite a raw wheat berry. So the bracha on it, because it hasn't been ground yet and turned into a cake or a bread, instead of being a mezainas or hamaitzi, the bracha on it is just adama. That we quoted before. The Gemara now asks, V'ha Tanya. V'ha Tanya is a compound word. V'ha and but. Tanya was taught in a brisa. Bari min Isra'im, that you're actually supposed to say on wheat who creates types of seeds. Well, there's three types of vegetables. There are vegetables that are leaves. For example, lettuce, cabbage, collards, kale, etc. There are vegetables that are fruits, tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, and there are vegetables that what you eat is the seeds. For example, beans or grains, you actually eat the seed. That is the fruit of it. That's the edible part. So this brisa says that on wheat you say bari min Isra'im, not bari pri hadama. So the Gemara says like kasha. It's not a question. It seems like a contradiction. The Gemara says it's not. Ha Rabbi Yehuda v'ha Rabbanan. This is the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, and this is the opinion of the Rabbanan. There's a machlekes what bracha you're supposed to say on seeds. Rabbi Yehuda is of the opinion that you have to break up each of these types of vegetables, and you have to give each one its own bracha. The Rabbanan, other opinion, is that you can give all of these types of vegetables all the same bracha. Ditnan, as it was taught in the Mishnah, this is actually the first Mishnah of the Perek. Bala Yirakas Uwaimer, and on vegetables he says, I added in the word who because it comes from the Bach. It comes from the Bach because that's actually the way the Mishnah says it. If you go back to the first page, Lamed Hey Amid Aleph. Bala Yirakas Uwaimer, on vegetables he says, Bari Pri Adama. You say Bari Pri Adama creates the fruit of the ground. Rabbi Yehuda Imer, Rabbi Yehuda says, Bari Mina Desham, who creates types of herbs, which means greens. So Rabbi Yehuda differentiates between each type of vegetable and gives each one its own bracha. So even though this Mishnah itself doesn't prove that he would say bari min Yisroim on grain, on chewing wheat, but nevertheless from the fact that we see that he's dividing it up into each subcategory, so Rabbi Yehuda holds that we are meant to say the brachas on specific, more specifically than the way the Rabbanan hold. And therefore, the two brises are the two opinions of the Rabbanan and Rabbi Yehuda.